Yo, YouTube, Bracy Skills Clinics back with another video, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We back at it, man. It's late, Friday night, man. Chilling, or late for me. Might be early for you, depending on where you are in the world. But we back at it on this Friday night. Shout out Coach Pop, man. Most wins all time, man. I think he's the GOAT. Came through with that win tonight. Spurs one game out the playing game. There still is hope for that playoff spot. Shout out Coach Pop. Also, shout out to all the kids that tried out for Team Rampage last week. Teams have been made. Nobody was cut. We didn't cut not one player. So shout out to them. We'll be starting up pretty soon. So Rampage business. Salute to y'all. But what I really want to talk about is a former Rampage player of mine. His name is Dayton Magana. He was the MVP of the Big 8 Conference. Also helped Delta College out in Stockton, California, win a league conference title. And today he was named All-State, and he's 5'7". 5'7". All-State at a junior college. I think that's pretty impressive, bro. For a 5'7" guard to win All-State in a very, very guard-heavy state like California as far as junior college goes. And for him to do that at that height, he's not crazy athletic. He's not dunking or anything like that. Like, he's doing it off pure skill. And I advise every one of my subscribers or anybody that's watching this video to just go on YouTube and search Dayton Magana. You'll see the correct way to spell it in this title. But type in Dayton Magana and just type in Bracy, and you'll see all the videos of us training and working out together. And during the pandemic, man, me and him got closer. We worked out a lot, and he developed his game. And, that wasn't the start of our relationship. The start of our relationship went 4 years back, 2018, when I decided to put a young sophomore on my 17U back then, who was from a town was from a small school in Modesto. Modesto's not a small town, but it's kind of out there on an island. Like, nobody looks at that area as far as talent, but I believe there's a lot of talent out in the Valley area, especially in Modesto. And people don't notice, man. Like, I took a lot of heat for putting Dayton on 17s. Like, there was a lot of people that didn't agree with that. Didn't agree with me putting not just a sophomore, but a 5'7", 5'6" probably at the time, maybe even 5'5" at the time, sophomore on my 17U roster, bro. There's a lot of people that wasn't feeling that, because they were like, why you putting this young sophomore? He don't even live in the area, blah, blah, blah. But like I tell people even to this day, bro, like, my job is to put the best product on the floor, and I don't care where you come from. I don't care what race you are. I don't care if you're in the Bay Area or what high school you go to. I don't care, bro. Like, if I see a strong work ethic and I see somebody that's trying to actually get somewhere with this game, I'm going to reward that. That's my job. Okay, we don't charge, Team Rampage does not charge resident fees. We don't have resident fee, non-resident fee. If you live in Vallejo, you're going to pay this, and if you don't live in Vallejo, you're going to pay that. We don't do that. If you really want to develop and be seen, and you can play this game, and by the way, he also had a 4.0 GPA. If you're doing all the things right, why wouldn't I reward that? I don't care where you come from. This is not, this is not neighborhood stuff. This is AAU. This is basketball. And I took a chance on that young kid. Shout out Nick, though, man. Nick Key Dinners, man. Shout him out, man, because he was the first person that told me about him, and I went to Modesto to actually train him and my boy Derek. Shout out Derek as well, Derek O'Neal. I went out there to train him for the first time, and he was the one that kind of pointed me in the right direction. And I met his Dayton's father and everything else. So without him, probably wouldn't happen. But yeah, man. I mean, I didn't care about the feedback that I was getting as far as putting him on there. I just knew what I saw. Like, I went out there, I liked his work ethic, I liked his demeanor, I liked his spirit, I liked his family. His family was cool, he had good grades. Like, I'm giving this kid the shot. And I didn't just put him on the team, like, he started for us. Hit game-winning shots for us, hit big-time shots for us. So that was my introduction to him. But I don't want to, I can go all day talking about Dayton. what I want to tie this into is the underdog mentality and not being a bougie hooper. What's a bougie hooper? A bougie hooper, in my opinion, my terms of a bougie hooper is somebody that, you know, I don't want to go JC, but you don't got no looks. I don't want to go JC. Or I don't have to do that. Or why coach isn't recruiting me harder. Or why coach isn't playing. Like, the opposite, a bougie hooper is the opposite of a hooper that grinds. They want everything handed to them. Bougie. You're bougie. You don't come from the, everything is high maintenance. You want everything handed to you. Dayton is the exact opposite of that. Dayton gets it out the mud, bro. For a kid at 5'7" to say, you know, with a 4.0 GPA, so let's keep this in mind. Dayton probably could have got accepted to any university in the country off academics, right? For a kid at 5'7" to say, you know what, I'm going to bet on myself. Not only am I going to bet on myself, I'm going to go to a JUCO in my area. I'm going to go to Delta. I'm going to drive 30, 40 minutes from Modesto to Stockton and go there. Not only am I going to go, I'm not going to be on no bougie stuff when I get there. Like, I know everything has to be earned. I'm not looking to be, you know, guaranteed minutes. Like, I'm grinding. And that's what he did. And so you guys, when you look at the videos of me and him out there, like, there was no JUCO season in last year. 2020, 2021, there was no season. So this kid not only grinded without knowing what the future held for him, he still grinded when he knew that there wasn't going to be no season. A lot of kids gave up. A lot of kids gave up. He didn't give up. Mind you, he's 5'7". I don't want to keep, and Dayton, I'm not, you know, I ain't knocking your height, Dayton. I'm using this as motivation and inspiration, bro, because there are a lot of kids that are going to be, you know, they're not going to have height on their side, just like, you know, yourself. But we idolized the Isaiah Thomases, the Allen Iversons, the Nate Robinsons, you know, if you're a little bit older, the Earl Boykins, Spud Webbs, Muggsy Bogues, right? We idolized those guys, right, because they reached the highest level of basketball. But in my opinion, we need to be getting, as far as NorCal, I'm speaking we as far as NorCal, or even everybody, right? But in particular NorCal, this is where we are. We need to be getting behind this kid. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what JUCO you play for, played against, or what high school you went to, or what city you live in, or what AAU team you played for or still play for. We need to be getting behind this kid, bro, because he's the true definition of an underdog, period. And his parents and his family should definitely be applauded for keeping him the way that he is, because as an AAU coach and a trainer, I consistently deal with bougie hoopers and bougie parents. And parents that complain about playing time, parents that complain about their roles, parents that complain about so-and-so not passing the ball, parents that complain about this, that, and the other. Dayton played for me for 2 AAU seasons, right? And I've trained him for about, going on 3-4 years now, right? Not one time has his parent ever complained to me about playing time. Not one time has his parent ever complained to me about other kids not passing the ball. Not one time did their parents complain about their role on the team. And by the way, yes, they came from Modesto to Vallejo. So that's a 2-hour drive. And if you leave at a certain time, it could turn into 2.5, 3, depending on traffic, because that 580 gets crazy. If you know California, you know what I'm talking about. And they have to sit through all that and do that. And I got kids in our area that can't even wake up on time to come 5 minutes away. Sorry about that. This kid wants it, and he been wanted it since he first came into the league. So this is no knock towards anybody, no knock towards any parent in particular, but this is why I said on my Instagram story, like, my tolerance for bougie hoopers is low. It's slim to none, because I've seen somebody that doesn't have the talent. I ain't gonna say talent, but doesn't have the God-given talent. Dayton is not blessed with height. Dayton was not blessed with the ability to have a 50 or 40-inch vertical windmilling at 5'6", 5'7". He wasn't blessed with that. And some of y'all were blessed with long wingspan, 6'5", 6'6", 6'4", crazy athleticism, crazy speed, big hands, like a lot of physical features kids were blessed with, and they want me to give him a handout. But this kid Doesn't have height. Fast, but not the fastest. Not the most athletic. But he works. So we got to ask ourselves, or parents, y'all got to ask yourselves, what do you expect from coaches? When a coach sees somebody grinding while you're complaining, in my position, I'm going to sit back and say, I don't care about what you're talking about because I've seen somebody that doesn't have the same physical features of your child and give it his all and it work. Or even as a senior, I've seen a kid that's 5'7" choose to go to a local local JUCO, and lead them to the playoffs and win MVP of the conference and win all state. But your child is big time in JCs or feels like they don't need to go JUCO for a year or 2 years or even redshirt a year or whatever. Dayton basically redshirted because there was no season. So this is his second year in JUCO, but this is his first year he's played because of COVID. How many of you kids could have dealt with that, bro? And like I said, this is no shot towards anyone. I just want people to understand perspectives of where I'm coming from. When you play for the Rampage brand, the bar is already set. The alums that have put on that jersey have already set the bar. So I'm a no-nonsense league. I'm not saying that, those guys never made mistakes. Yeah, there's plenty of times Dayton may have turned the ball over or didn't run an offense when I told him to run an offense. Plenty of times, yeah. But the difference is Dayton was coachable. Dayton did everything off the court that was necessary. And he went hard on the court as far as in games and went hard as far as developing and getting his body right and training, bro. A lot of these kids aren't even doing 10% of what he's doing, but are asking for more, like as far as handouts go. So I feel like everybody needs to get behind this kid because he is really the definition of hard work, beating the odds. Why don't you do your own research and see how many guards or how many basketball players win any award under 6 feet? Then let's break it down under 6 feet, under 5'10". How many basketball players in the country can you name won something under 5'10" as far as an individual award in terms of MVP or conference or player of the year? Now, there was a player out of Compton that won player of the year. He was 5'9". Shout out to that kid. So there was somebody else on there, but even throw him with Dayton as well. Impressive, right? But name how many people in the country at all levels of college that are doing that. Go look at the percentage of that. It's not high. It's not high. And winning all state, even as a 6'10", is hard. Pretty impressive what Dayton and even the guy that won player of the year was able to do. And I'm going to throw this in there as well. There are former shoe deal players that's on that same list with Dayton. So, for whatever reason of how they ended up back at JC, none of my business. But I'm just using that as an example to say it doesn't matter which AAU team you play for because I got an independent kid that's under 5'10" sitting on the same list, sitting with the same company as kids that played on circuit teams. This is why I say you can do it independently. Like Myron was the guy that showed it at the highest level. He's showing it right now. Great, phenomenal freshman year. Shout out Myron. But Dayton, I know he's still at JC now, but, man, what Dayton is doing, man, a lot of kids that don't have height on your side, you need to be really paying attention to what he did this year. And you should be idolizing him just like you idolize the high school kids like that Bronny and Dior. No knock against them, phenomenal players, but we have a kid in our region that's really showing y'all how to make it and beat the odds. We have our version of Isaiah Thomas right here in NorCal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to idolize. I see us idolizing high school players all the time as far as kids these days. They're idolizing high school players. Why, you can't idolize a JC player? What he's doing is impressive. Shout out Dayton. Shout out his family, man. This is a great day. But I just hope everybody learns from just what I'm talking about, bro. Like, we got kids that have a lot of talent that feel like they're above and beyond JUCO. And really, if it's okay to feel like that, but prove it. Prove it. If you feel like you're above and beyond JUCO, go to JUCO and do what Dayton did. Go win All-State. Go win MVP of the conference. Go lead your team to the playoffs. Go lead your team to a conference title. Do that. If you feel like you're above it, go prove it. Don't say you're above it, but then not get any 4 years after you, and then you're just like not responding to coaches when they text you. That makes zero sense. Or not taking them serious when they call and say, hey, man, we need to make a decision or blah, blah, blah. Like, once again, it's no knock towards anybody individually, but I just want kids to understand, like, bro, this kid did everything that people don't want to do. You got cats running from the grind. That's really how I look at it. You're running from the grind. This kid accepted the grind and embraced the grind and showed that he belongs.